Okay, welcome. So today I'm just going to be doing a little reflection just about the archetypes, and in particular the mature masculine archetypes of the king, magician, warrior, lover, and just how it's all unfolding at the moment in the world. Okay, so welcome. So we are in the UK, I think we're week 4 or week 5 of lockdown, I think it is now. And I've been spending a lot of time working actually, and I've been doing every 2 weeks these men's circles where we talk about and we meet online via Zoom, a group of men, anything been 8 to 10 men, and we've just been talking about different subjects. The subject for tomorrow night's circle is about the archetypes, so you're welcome to join the circle. If you go to my website and join up to my newsletter, which comes out once a month, I'll be sending out the link for the Zoom, for the circle just before, so it's open to all men. Now, essentially the subject's going to be about archetypes tomorrow. And yesterday I was interviewing one of my friends who's the author of the book, The Warrior, Magician, Lover, King, which is the story of and the book about the archetypes. I first came across the archetypes in 2002, and I read the book by Robert Moore Douglas Gillette called The Warrior Within. It really helped me to start to connect to that aspect of myself. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit, what are the archetypes? So the archetypes are these energies that we see outside of ourselves, and it might be that we see them, so for example, on a mythological level or on a story level. If you see the films which are the most popular, they're often the ones with the archetypes playing out. So Avatar, you've got the king, you've got the magician, you've got the warriors, the lover. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, you've got these stories. The reason we resonate with them on the external level is that they are playing out within us. This is a topic which is quite complex. So on Friday I am doing a premiere for an interview I did yesterday with Rod Boothroyd. So that's coming out at midday. So if you find that, you'll find that on my channel. You just subscribe, or you say you'll watch it, that will come up into your feed. And on that we go into more depth about what these archetypes are. Essentially how they play out is like the king, it's like the leader. And so this is not just the leader on the external level, it's also the leader internally. And what that means, the king energy is to do with, that's the queen, to some degree. It's about that aspect of us that sets direction. So what is it that you want to bring into your life? What is it that you want to see unfold? And I think that's important at the moment with COVID-19 lockdown, is we are being shown what others are telling us. This is what you're going to have happen. This is what's unfolding. And what the king does is it sets that direction of what do I want to have happen. It's like putting that order, the rules, putting the directions for the other aspects of our psyche to then act them out. So for example, the king might say, yes. So if I talk about it on a physical level, I want to work out every day during this lockdown. So that's the vision. And then it's up to the warrior, which is the aspect of action. It's the part of kind of boundaries. It's the part of getting things done. That part then goes, right, I'm going to do that. And it implements that. What often happens is it's like the magician or the lover or the warrior, they're the one who makes the decision. But they don't necessarily do it from a balanced place, and they don't have the wisdom sometimes when they're making that decision. So that's why it's really important for us to connect to that sovereign within us, that king within us. So I hope this makes sense. As I said, I'll go into more detail in the webinar tomorrow. So the other aspects, you've got the magician. So the magician, that's kind of the place within us which is wise. It's, you know, the shaman. It's the part of us which loves sacred, the sacred space. So what Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette talk about in their book, The Magician Within, say that it's really important every day to have some sacred time. John Young, in the book, The Coyote's Guide, talk about this importance of coming out into nature, and I see nature as very sacred. You know, if you just kind of look over there at the trees, you know, the shapes, the curves, you know, it's like nothing's straight lined. It's like it's sacred because it's just perfect the way it is. And I feel just by coming out into nature, that helps us to connect to the sacred. So that's one of the things that really helps us, and through that reflective time, then the wisdom comes forth. Sometimes we think of the magician as thinking. We're always thinking, reflecting. But that's not, for me, the magician. The magician has the facts, but he goes within. He goes within and has the facts, and then the answer kind of bubbles forth. Then for me, the lover energy, the lover archetype, that's to do with creativity. So they say in the book, Moore and Gillette, in the King, Magician, Warrior, Lover, that the lover energy, you know, is manifest in the world as artists, as painters, as sculptors. It's that part of us which is really connected to the collective unconscious, which is able to really feel. Indeed, in the book, Moore and Gillette talk about if you're connected to the lover, you feel both the joy and you feel the sadness. It's like, you feel both sides, so you can really connect to your tears. And indeed, Rod was talking yesterday in the interview that the king archetype, you really access the joy, that's kind of one of the key elements of the king is joy. He says you access that through feeling the tears, through crying the tears and letting them go. And I've often spoken about this, that on one hand you have sadness, on the other hand joy. And if we don't feel this, then it's difficult for us to feel the joy. Certainly in boarding school, ex-boarders, often the case is we don't want to feel the pain, and therefore we don't feel the joy. It's like we are zombies. By feeling the pain, letting it flow, movement, physicality, doing the deep work, you can then feel the joy as well. So obviously I can talk about this for quite a while, but I will be posting this interview, which is fascinating, really, really powerful. And hopefully, if people really like it, please comment below either this video or the interview. I'll get Rod back and we'll go into more depth into the king, into the warrior, into the lover and the magician. So, and the final bit, just linking this into the current situation, is Rod was saying that it's the sovereign archetype, the king, the queen archetype, which is out of balance at the moment. We do not have powerful leaders out there who are embodying the king energy. It's that dropping the ego, serving the community. It's being there for the greatest good of humanity rather than there for what's in it for me, what business or connections I can have. Saying that's not happening. So he goes into more depth about that on the interview. So yeah, I just thought I would reflect about that. So if you want to join up to the webinar, the Men's Circle tomorrow, then please click in the link below with the details of my website. And if you want to watch the interview with Rod, that will be up at midday on Friday. So As always, if you've got any questions, then please do comment below. Okay, blessings.